First fight of the night, we got Priscilla Cachoeira taking on Sijara Eubanks. I like Sijara Eubanks, but I am not betting on that fight at all. Just no way. Low level women's MMA, I am out 100%. If we look at the odds, they are pretty juiced. I would never bet on Sijara Eubanks at minus 240. She does have a size advantage over a lot of these fighters, so um, I don't know if you want to talk yourself into it. Not for me. I could never bet a low level women's fight at minus 240. Charles Johnson versus Jimmy Flick. I like Charles Johnson in this one, but the line really surprised me. It opened up a little bit closer to where I thought it would at like minus 180 for Charles Johnson, but before I could even get a chance to bet on it, it was already like minus 350. Seems like it's gone down a little bit, but not enough. I do like Charles Johnson in this fight. I think he has what it takes to neutralize Jimmy Flick's sub ability. But at minus 340, I think Jimmy Flick has shown, or before he retired, he had shown that he was definitely a game fighter. Charles Johnson, very tough to submit. But, if I had to pick a prop, I would say Charles Johnson by decision, not betting it, but at plus 275, I think that is a pretty good deal. Maybe I will sprinkle that, honestly. But we look here. Next fight, Dan Argueta versus Nick Aguirre. I believe that's how you say his name. This one just got announced, so I was taping that one like a little bit. I wasn't gonna bet it because same deal, just two debuting fighters, not an extensive record either way. Argueta was a decently big favorite, so I just wasn't gonna bet this one at all. It's still the same for me. I think Argueta is a bigger favorite in this spot. I think he's like minus 340, but yeah, minus 520. Yeah, so absolutely no way. He must be heavily favored in this fight, but just not for me. And then Alan Nascimento versus Carlos Hernandez. Really weird fight here. I do like Alan Nascimento in this spot, but I don't like it at all at minus 330. But I'm trying to figure out if that is what I am supposed to see when I look at this number. If it's like a trap. Carlos Hernandez is definitely tough. He's got good counter striking. He knows his way around on the ground. Just all around well-rounded. Not a ton of volume. Alan Nascimento has very good BJJ off of his back, but he's yet to really like put like a stamp on any of these performances. I still like him in this fight. I think he's got the size advantages, but it's a steep price for Alan Nascimento at minus 330 though. I do think he wins the fight. There's just not a betting angle for me in this one. And then this is a very interesting fight, one of the better fights on the card. Mateus Mondanka versus Javid Basharat. I definitely like Javid Basharat, and I'm probably gonna bet it now. The line has slimmed down to minus 315. Anything over 3 is still a little bit like but I didn't want to bet it at minus 355. I was gonna give Mateus Bucal his respect on this one. And I still kind of feel that way. I think that Javid Basharat is high level. It's just whenever you have two undefeated fighters meeting in the octagon, it's just there's some unknowns there. Again, Javid Basharat I think is high level, so I'm going with him. I think I'm going to bet it, but it's just a tricky card. A lot of the fights are priced correctly. Same with the next one. Mateusz Rombeski against Nick Fuhr. Just massively juiced line here, which was to be expected. But let's see what we got because I actually haven't looked at these yet. So Mateus Mondanka, Jesus Christ, gotta mix up the last guy. Rombeski to win my knockout in round 1 is plus 165. So I don't know, like I should have done this a little bit better. Should have had this more organized, but yeah, for just Rombeski to win in round 1, it's minus 105. I still kind of like that. Probably gonna sprinkle it in some parlays and whatnot, but that's pretty much the only thing that's gonna have any value. We look at winning method. There's decent value there only because it is kind of a mystery if it's gonna be submission or knockout. I would say knockout, and the odds reflect that. Knockout is the most expensive prop, plus 100. So there still is some angles if you want to play the prop game in this one. It's just there's not like a clear prop. Rombeski by knockout in round 1 is probably the best bet, but you're probably not even going to get plus 200 for that, and that's just a lot to have to go your way for a round prop bet, if you ask me. I like to do those where it's just you're kind of just going off of a read that you saw on the tape, and you're going to get it at like plus 1,000. That's what I like doing, the round bets, and I actually do have one on this card. But Abdulrazak Alhassan versus Claudio Ribeiro. Staying away from this one as well. I typically like to stay away from Alhassan fights, but it's your classic Alhassan fight. The line is basically even. The under is going to be juiced. The fight does not go the distance. It's going to be juiced. The odds makers expect somebody to get knocked out. I just really don't know. I really have no opinion on that fight. And same with Umar Nurmagomedov versus Raoni Barcelos. Not touching that at that price. I know some people always bet cousin Umar no matter what the price is. It's just ridiculous, even for props. Just not touching it. And then Ketlin Vieira against Raquel Pennington. I like Ketlin Vieira. I know I was kind of on the fence about betting this one. I do think I am going to make a straight bet, though. I'm not looking to wager a ton on this card, but I kind of like that one as a straight bet and as a parlay sweetener. Could go either way, but I just think that the level of competition over her last 5 favors Ketlin Vieira. I think she has more weapons to her game, but she also has a problem with not throwing. Kind of likes to rely on the counter striking. Got pushed into the fence quite a bit against Holly Holm, and I think that Raquel Pennington has more well-rounded clinch game. So if the same thing happens again, she might lose. But this one, Punahele Soriano versus Roman Kopylov, I feel like one of the tougher fights to pick on the card. But I'm going to go with Punahele Soriano. I trust his power. He's made some adjustments at Extreme Couture. You can tell that is just a great gym for his weight class too. So many good welterweights and middleweights in that gym. So he's in good hands there. But Roman Kopylov looking good too. I think Kopylov has like a better all-around striking game, though Soriano has way better power. But Punahele Soriano to win by knockout at plus 150, not great. I figured it would kind of be around there. I was hoping we could maybe get it at plus 200, but that's just not the way it works. If he wins most of his fights, it's by knockout, so that's why that is priced the way it is. But I actually am going to take a stab here at Punahele Soriano to win in round 2. If that's what I have to get it at, plus 450 Soriano round 2. But I might be able to get a little bit better Soriano by KO/TKO in round 2. I'm not seeing it on here. So, yeah, that might be the move for me. I think I'm going to sprinkle this. Punahele Soriano to win in round 2. He seems like he's being a little bit more patient these days, not just going for the bomb right away. Kopylov tends to fade as the fight goes on too, so I'm thinking late second round he really finds that power left and puts him to sleep. So I'm going to go with Punahele Soriano to win my knockout in round 2. And then this one, another fight that has people split. We'll look at the Tapology votes real quick, but I know that it's got to be like 50-50. I'm going with Dan Ige, though. I just think higher level of competition. No disrespect to Damon Jackson. He has been doing very well himself. Won 4 in a row. Has very good ground game. Decent striking, too. Flies under the radar for sure. But I just think that Dan Ige has just been facing the killers of the featherweight division, so I'm not holding much of these losses against him. He has good hooks. Damon Jackson has been put to sleep before, and if we look at the winning method props, I think we might get a good deal on Dan Ige by knockout. Yeah, plus 275 on Dan Ige by knockout, man. That is a parlay sweetener if I ever saw one. I just think, again, we've seen Damon Jackson go to sleep before we get caught by these hooks, and at plus 275, it's a pretty good deal. Don't think I'm going to bet it straight, but, this is just something that you throw into a $10 parlay to win like 300 type deal. This is the way I like to look at these types of props. Dan Ige by knockout at plus 275. I'm going to take a stab at that. And then for the main event, Sean Strickland versus Nasruddin Imavov, another fight that could really go either way. Sean Strickland, of course, coming in on short notice. And for me, I'm going with Strickland only because we haven't seen Imavov in one of these spots yet. The price has gotten a little better, opened as a pick'em, but we got Strickland at plus 115. Still not great to bet outright for me. If anything, I think I might live bet Strickland. I expect him to lose the first round, maybe the first 2 rounds. And then after that, it is a guessing game with Imavov's gas tank and how he's going to stand up to Strickland's pressure. At the same time, Strickland, his head movement is kind of suspect at times. So, or at least the way he moves out of the way of shots. So Imavov definitely has nasty striking. He could definitely be a problem in this one. But, yeah, I like Sean Strickland, not outright, probably by decision or late knockout. He seems motivated for the knockout, but I mean, Sean Strickland says a lot of things, so we don't know what that means. But yeah, I'm thinking it's a live bet for me, if anything. We'll see how this card goes. But all right, guys, that's what I've got. I'm going to try to do this every week, like I said. Already on to UFC 283, so I'm going to try to keep those videos churning out. Have at least 3 done by the time the card happens, and then hopefully have 5 by Monday, or this weekend's card, I mean, and then 5 by Monday. So thanks for watching, guys. Best of luck if you're going to be betting. Be sure to subscribe, and take it easy.